Oh, what's up, guys? All right. So my friend Steve told me about these two guys called Dit and Da, or Dumb and Dumber, and these guys, they think they're very special because they have a successful YouTube channel, and they want you to watch their videos so that they can make some money. Okay, and so they've posted a controversial topic, and they want you to watch their video and use all their affiliate links and also sign their petition. Um, they look like a couple of how do I say this without getting myself in trouble? Um, what do you guys think they look like? And then so this guy here, he's writing his own obituary. I mean, his own whatever. What do you want to call it? He's writing this for himself, describing himself in the first person. It's kind of arrogant. Uh, we need these two guys to tell us how to ham radio? I don't think so. I've seen some weird videos with these guys, and I don't care for them at all. Uh, I think they lean a little far to the left, maybe a little further to the rainbow. Um, I'm just trying to voice my opinion on what I think about them without like getting myself in trouble here. It, um, I've already recorded this more than once because the first version I was like, yeah, that's probably going to get me in trouble. Um, anyway, I worked very hard to pass my amateur extra license, and I passed it for bragging rights and bragging rights only. But it is really nice to have your extra because you don't have to worry about where you're at on the band. And I think that if you can't pass your extra, you don't deserve to have your extra. That's just how it is. Okay? So there's no reason to change how it's set up right now. If anything, what we need to do is we need to worry about the novices and technicians and stuff like that and the advanced. I think that the advanced guys should all be bumped up to extra because the advanced test back in the day was quite hard. Okay? And really the only major difference between the advanced and the extra back then was more or less, 20 words per minute or whatever the hell it was. I think that all the old technicians and novices, they should all be on the same page, okay? Like, specifically, my friend Steve has been, what, is it a novice or a tech? It's a novice, okay? Forever, and all he does is CW, but he doesn't have privileges on 2 meters, and he doesn't have privileges on some of the other bands. A long time ago, they should have just gave him a tech license. I mean, we're not asking him to get an extra for free. He's been a ham longer than most of these guys have been a ham. And, he chose to get what was it, the novice tech code plus or whatever, where you can do basically CW on almost all the HF bands, but you don't get 2 meters, you get 220, and you don't get 440, I don't think you get 6 meters. I mean, those guys should be upgraded, but I'm not going to make a video proposing it and then plaster it across QRZ to get people to watch my channel. And if I felt passionate about it, I wouldn't be making videos like this and putting them on QRZ. I would be writing letters to the FCC and the ARRL. I don't know that these guys have done any of that. I just think it's another shameless self-promoting way to get attention and views. It's clickbait, guys. That's what it is. It's freaking clickbait. So, when you read some of the comments here, let me just read what they had to say, what he had to say. Longtime hams Tom and Quinn proposed changes to the amateur radio licensing system. Licensing. 2 classes. 1, an entry-level tech ticket with additional HF digital modes, and 2, an all-privilege ticket that the current extra class, like the current extra class. The entry-level ticket would include digital HF privileges to appeal to younger computer-using prospects and perhaps expand 10-meter privileges beyond current SSB limits. General class license holders would become extra holders. Tom and Quinn co-host Ham Radio Perspectives on YouTube and are active across modes and bands. Quinn recently spoke at Hamcation in Orlando. Well, this is pretty self-righteous tooting of one's own horn. And to me, I just don't like that. I'm like, sorry, I like humble people. And I don't need this guy telling me anything, okay? With a picture of his 7300 and his computer in the background behind him. Okay. These, to me, without doing the research, I'm just going to jump on a limb, are probably elderly lids, okay? These guys are lids. And they're chasing fame on YouTube. I'm sure they probably have way more subscribers than me because they edit their videos and they do all kinds of little things for attention. But I don't need two rainbow chasers in the elderly park telling me how I need to ham radio or that we need to do this or do that. And these guys are not anybody special. Are you the ARRL section manager? I mean, are you the, do you, where would, you know, how are you qualified to propose this to the FCC? And expanding the 10-meter band privileges? You got to be kidding me. I mean, somebody's going to be mad when I say this, but hams don't use half of the spectrum as it is. And it has nothing to do with license class. Okay? The 10-meter band is open all the time. And you go on 11 meters, and there's tons of people on there, and 10 meters, it's absolutely dead. There's a couple of guys. And we certainly don't need more band space on 10 meters. And I don't think that young people are interested in ham radio, regardless of what the license class is. You know, one thing that actually probably, this sounds silly, but it's probably more of a discerning factor than anything, is the $35 fee. They don't want to pay $35 to take the test. So, you know, there's plenty of smart guys out there that could pass the test, but they don't want to take it. They don't want to pay for the money to take the test. But anyway, so these guys here, they're just going to save us all. And isn't that just great? KF0PRI said, hello, dit and 73s. Somebody else said, not this stuff again. This should be listed as the worst subject ever to bring up for the 3,000th time on QRZ. Hashed, rehashed over and over again without even realizing that the subject has the proverbial snowball's chance of ever making it to the FCC, much less having the FCC actually change the rules to fit whatever these two guys have come up with this time around. And no, I'm not going to actually watch the video. Pretty sure that there's nothing of value there that has not been discovered over and over on QRZ with never any resolution of any sort. Thanks, but no thanks. And that's from Whiskey Golf 7 X-Ray. And thank you for cutting to the chase. There's a whole bunch more. There's 64 pages of similar like-minded comments like this, guys. So, I'm not asking you what you think about it. You can certainly post that in the comments. But I think that these two snowflakes need to mind their own business and stop putting clickbait crap on QRZ. That is all I have. Thanks, guys.